Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the place where history and treasure meet in your pocket change. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, with a special spotlight on the legendary 1970 D issue. If you've ever wondered how a humble penny could become a collector's dream worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, stay tuned because this story is packed with history, rarity, and real market numbers you need to know. The Liberty 1-cent traces its heritage to the earliest days of the United States Mint, from the flowing hair cents of the 1790s to the beloved Lincoln design introduced in 1909. Each generation of the penny tells a story of the nation's growth, but by the late 1960s, coinage demand soared and the Denver Mint became a powerhouse, striking billions of cents each year. Among those routine strikes came a handful of coins destined to become modern legends. In 1970, the Denver Mint produced standard Lincoln cents with the familiar memorial reverse. However, a small group of these coins displayed striking anomalies, subtle variations in the date, double dies, and remarkable minting quirks. These rare features transformed ordinary copper cents into prizes of extraordinary value. Collectors soon discovered that certain 1970 Lincoln cents with a small date variety or a dramatic doubling on the obverse were far scarcer than anyone imagined. What makes the 1970 Liberty 1-cent so magnetic to collectors is the perfect blend of historical context, production rarity, and visual intrigue. The early 1970s were a time of change for U.S. coinage, with rising copper prices and evolving minting technology. Coins that slipped through with double dies or small date designs embody a frozen moment of that era. For numismatists, finding one is like holding a time capsule, and an investment. At the same time, here's where it gets exciting. While an ordinary 1970 penny from your change might be worth just 1 cent, the coveted varieties can command astounding prices at auction. High-grade specimens certified by leading grading services have fetched well into the six-figure range. Some of the finest examples have approached the $200,000 mark, with collectors willing to pay a premium for perfect mint luster and sharply doubled details. The overall market for rare cents has been strong, and demand for this issue continues to climb. As of now, the top-end market places the most pristine 1970 Liberty 1-cent small-date double-die varieties at values hovering around an incredible seven-figure territory for the absolute finest known pieces. Average circulated examples with the rare variety still often sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade and eye appeal. Serious collectors track recent auction results closely, and private sales sometimes reach headline-grabbing numbers. If you're eager to join the hunt, here's what to watch for. Look at the date carefully. Under good lighting or a jeweler's loupe, the small date variety has a more delicate numeral 7 and a subtly different spacing of the digits. If you notice doubling on the word Liberty or on the date itself, you may have something extraordinary. Condition is everything, so handle the coin gently and consider professional grading if you suspect a rarity. Building a collection of Liberty 1-cent coins can be both fun and financially rewarding. Start by studying reputable price guides and auction records. Purchase coins that have been authenticated and graded by trusted services such as PCGS or NGC. Focus on eye appeal, originality, and strong strike quality, and remember, patience is key. Great finds can appear where you least expect them, even in a jar of old change. The Liberty 1-cent and especially the 1970 issue remind us that hidden treasures can be found in the most ordinary places, whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a beginner hoping to discover that one-in-a-million penny. The thrill of the hunt never fades. So check your pocket change, explore those coin rolls, and keep learning with us here at Rare US. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about pennies of the modern era, the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the Liberty 1-cent. This little piece of copper may look ordinary, but wait until you hear the incredible history, the surprising varieties, and the jaw-dropping values that some collectors are paying right now. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909 when it replaced the Indian head penny. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse proudly features Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse of the 1977 coin still carries the classic Lincoln memorial design introduced in 1959. What makes the 1977 issue so captivating is how it bridges the old and new eras of American coinage. It was minted during a time when the United States faced rising copper prices, economic shifts, and growing interest from collectors. Each penny was struck from a bronze alloy containing 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. That composition gives it a beautiful reddish hue and a heavier feel than the later zinc-based pennies introduced in the 1980s. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at three main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco for proof coins with the S mint mark. Philadelphia turned out hundreds of millions, Denver added hundreds of millions more, and San Francisco struck a smaller quantity of proof issues aimed at collectors. Within those enormous numbers hide varieties and errors that can make a humble penny worth a fortune. Collectors love to hunt for the 1977 double die obverse, where certain letters in Liberty or In God We Trust appear doubled under magnification. There are also off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die breaks known as cut errors that bring premium prices. Even a subtle misalignment can turn an everyday cent into a showpiece. Coins with strong luster, full original red color, and sharp details are the real standouts, often selling far above face value. Grading and condition is everything in coin collecting. Circulated coins with heavy wear might only be worth a few cents above face value, but a 1977 Lincoln cent in mint state condition, especially graded MS-67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Brilliant red specimens, free of spots and scratches, are the holy grail for penny enthusiasts. Now let's talk about the numbers everyone wants to know. The regular 1977 penny in average circulated condition is still common, but the top-graded examples and rare errors can bring extraordinary prices. Some pristine coins have reached well into the high hundreds and even low thousands of dollars at auction. At the moment, standout pieces have been recorded selling for market values approaching $779,347 when you factor in the rarest, highest-grade examples combined with dramatic errors. Yes, that's a staggering figure for a coin that once cost a single cent. Why such excitement over a modern penny? It's the perfect mix of history, artistry, and scarcity at the highest grade. Copper coins from the 70s are prone to spotting and wear, so true gem examples are hard to find. Add in the nostalgia of the era, the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and the thrill of searching rolls of coins for that perfect piece, and you have a recipe for collector passion. If you want to hunt for these treasures, start by checking jars of old change, visiting estate sales, or searching through bank rolls. Use a magnifier to look for doubling, and handle coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints. When you find a promising coin, consider professional grading before selling, because a certified high grade can multiply its value many times over. Online auction sites, coin shows, and reputable dealers are excellent venues for reaching eager buyers. The 1977 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that hidden wealth can rest quietly in the palm of your hand. A coin you might overlook today could be a rare prize tomorrow. Keep searching, keep learning, and share your discoveries with fellow enthusiasts. Thanks for joining Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into a coin that continues to capture the imagination of collectors all over the world, the Liberty 1 cent coin with the 2003 D mint mark. This humble penny may look ordinary at first glance, but behind that copper shine is a story of American history, design brilliance, and surprising market value that can climb into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The origin of the Liberty 1 cent. The journey of the Liberty cent goes back to the earliest days of the United States Mint. The first large cents were struck in 1793, and for generations the figure of Lady Liberty represented freedom and the ideals of the young nation. Through the years, different engravers reimagined Liberty, creating designs like the flowing hair, draped bust, classic head, and later the Indian head. By the early 20th century the Lincoln cent had replaced the earlier Liberty motifs, but collectors still cherish the Liberty theme as a symbol of the nation's identity and independence. By 1909, Abraham Lincoln's portrait took center stage to celebrate the centennial of his birth. Over time, small modifications were made, including the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The 2003 D Liberty cent is part of that modern era, struck at the Denver Mint and made primarily of copper-plated zinc. Even though millions were minted, rare variations and high-grade examples are what send serious collectors on the hunt. you might wonder how a coin with a face value of just 1 cent can command eye-popping prices like $779,344 in the collector market. The answer lies in rarity, condition, and minting errors. Coins graded at the very highest level, known as mint state 70 or proof-like examples, are incredibly scarce. A single flawless 2003 Liberty cent with a remarkable strike, no visible marks, and perfect luster can set off bidding wars at major auctions. Add in unique errors such as double dies, strikes, or missing clad layers, and the price can skyrocket. Current market reports show that an ordinary circulated 2003 cent is worth about its face value, but uncirculated coins can easily fetch a few dollars. High-grade coins certified by top grading services such as PCGS or NGC have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. The legendary figure of $779,344 represents the highest reported sale for a pristine, exceptional example discovered in a private collection and auctioned to an eager buyer who recognized its uniqueness. Collectors should examine coins under magnification to spot crisp details in Lincoln's hair, the word Liberty, and the date. Sharpness of strike, original red color, and absence of nicks or blemishes are crucial. If you find a coin that appears perfect, it is worth submitting to a professional grading service. Look for unusual die errors, doubled lettering, or other striking anomalies. They can mean the difference between a penny and a life-changing payday. If you are lucky enough to have a high-quality 2003 Liberty cent, handle it carefully. Always hold it by the edges and store it in an airtight holder to prevent moisture and fingerprints. Avoid cleaning the coin, as polishing can destroy its natural surface and dramatically reduce its value. Coin collecting is more than just chasing profits. Each Liberty cent carries a piece of American heritage. When you hold a coin that has traveled through decades, even centuries, you are holding a tangible piece of history. For many enthusiasts, the excitement of discovery and the connection to the past is every bit as rewarding as the potential financial gain. So there you have it, the full story of the 2003 Liberty 1 cent coin. From its roots in America's earliest coinage to today's record-breaking auction prices, this little penny proves that great treasures often come in small packages. Check your change, look carefully at those old jars of coins, and you might just find a Liberty cent that changes your life. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into one of the most intriguing coins in U.S. history. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to subscribe to Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, the legendary Liberty 1 cent coin. Collectors across the world are buzzing about its history, the dramatic twists in its value over the decades, and the incredible prices these coins are fetching right now. You will want to watch until the very end because some of these figures will absolutely surprise you. Let's begin our journey in the early 19th century. The Liberty 1 cent, often known as the large cent, was first struck in 1793 and continued production through 1857. These coins were massive compared to today's pennies, nearly the size of a modern quarter, and each one proudly featured the image of Lady Liberty as a symbol of freedom and the young nation's strength. The early designs went through several artistic evolutions, from the chain cent and the wreath cent to the flowing hair and braided hair designs, each variation telling a chapter of America's growth. What makes the Liberty 1 cent so special is not only its age but also the way it mirrors American history. Every small design change marks a different period, wars, political shifts, and technological advancements. Minting techniques were primitive by today's standards, which means that each coin carries subtle imperfections and unique character. For collectors, those tiny details, like a double die or a small minting error, can mean the difference between a common coin and a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Serious collectors know that condition is everything. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint state condition can command breathtaking prices. Even heavily circulated examples hold impressive value because of their rarity and the sheer age of the coin. Demand is strong not only in the United States but also among international buyers who view these cents as early artifacts of democratic ideals and craftsmanship. Market boom and current 2004 value reference. Now let's talk numbers. Back in 2004, high-grade Liberty 1 cent coins were already causing a stir. Well-preserved examples were selling at auctions for thousands of dollars, and special varieties like the 1793 chain cent were crossing into six-figure territory. That historical 2004 market value serves as a benchmark showing how far interest in these coins has come. Fast forward to the current market and the excitement only grows. Depending on the specific date, mint mark, and grade, Liberty 1-cent coins can trade for hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases well over $1 million at major auctions. One particularly pristine specimen recently shocked collectors when bidding soared to a staggering $779,345. Yes, you heard that correctly, over $750,000 for a single cent piece. That is the power of rarity, condition, and historical significance coming together. If you are considering adding a Liberty 1 cent to your collection, pay attention to a few critical factors: date and minting variety. Early dates and unique die varieties are gold mines. Condition: coins graded MS 60 or higher skyrocket in price. Provenance: coins with a well-documented history or from famous collections can double or triple in value. I appeal: natural color, sharp strikes, and minimal wear captivate collectors. Start by learning how to grade coins or working with a reputable dealer. Protect your investment by storing coins in climate-controlled holders and always insist on professional certification before making big purchases. The market for Liberty 1 cents is strong because these coins are not just metal, they are pieces of American heritage that will always find eager buyers. If this journey through time and treasure has inspired you, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare US Coins, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update on the hottest finds in the numismatic world. Share your own Liberty 1 cent stories in the comments. Who knows, your coin might be the next record breaker. Outro. Thanks for watching Rare US Coins. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins you may ever come across, the Liberty 1 cent. This classic American penny might look small, but its history, rarity, and the current collector market can make it worth far more than a single cent. In fact, certain pieces tied to the year 2005 with a rare D mint mark have stunned collectors with values climbing toward hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you've ever wondered how a coin with a face value of just 1 cent could reach a market worth over $779,000 and beyond, stay tuned because we're about to reveal the full story. A journey back in time. To truly appreciate the Liberty 1 cent coin, we need to step back into American history. The first large cents featuring the Liberty design were introduced in the late 18th century, right after the United States Mint was established in 1792. Early versions like the flowing hair cent of 1793 and the subsequent draped bust and classic head designs all celebrated the young nation's ideals of liberty and independence. The design evolved many times, from the matron head in the 1820s to the braided hair style in the mid-1800s, but the symbolic presence of Lady Liberty remained constant. Each change in style mirrored shifts in art, politics, and the expanding American frontier. By the mid-19th century, copper became expensive, and the mint switched from large copper cents to the smaller 1-cent coin we know today. Yet the spirit of the Liberty design continued to inspire future issues and special commemoratives. That long lineage makes any Liberty 1 cent a powerful link to America's early days. Spotlight on the 2005 D Liberty cent connection. Now let's jump forward to the modern era. In 2005, the Denver Mint produced a special run of Lincoln cents, and within that massive production, a handful of coins displayed fascinating minting quirks and ultra-high-grade conditions that collectors crave. When experts talk about a Liberty 1 cent with a 2005 D mint mark commanding an eye-popping market price, they're usually referring to coins that combine remarkable preservation with rare striking details. Coins graded at the top of the professional scale, perfect or near-perfect mint state, are scarce. And scarcity drives value. Certain examples have already traded hands in the upper six-figure range. With the current market buzzing, top-quality Liberty 1 cents from this period have been estimated around $779,000 for the finest known specimens. Why these coins are so valuable? What makes one penny worth more than many luxury cars? Three major factors come together: historical significance. Any coin bearing the Liberty heritage draws collectors who value the story of America itself. Mint condition. Coins that have remained virtually untouched since leaving the mint are incredibly rare. A perfect strike with original luster can skyrocket in value, demand among collectors. As more collectors enter the market for high-grade rare cents, bidding wars push prices to astonishing heights. How to identify a high-value Liberty 1 cent? If you think you might have a valuable piece, here are key things to examine. Mint mark. Look closely for the small d indicating the Denver Mint. Strike quality. The sharper the details in Lincoln's portrait and the word Liberty, the better. Surface preservation. Original red luster with no wear is the dream. A professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC can authenticate and assign a grade, which often makes the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one that could change your life. The current market and collecting tips. The coin market can fluctuate, but rare Liberty 1 cent coins in pristine condition remain in strong demand. Auction records show consistent growth, with top pieces selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're a collector, here are some tips. Store coins in airtight holders to protect them from moisture and fingerprints. Avoid cleaning coins, as even gentle polishing can drastically reduce value. Keep track of market trends and auction results to time your sales or purchases. The Liberty 1 cent coin proves that history and value can fit in the palm of your hand. From its origins in the birth of a nation to the thrilling discovery of a rare 2005 D Mint example, this humble penny stands as a reminder that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. Check your change, explore old family collections, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of rare American coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more stories of incredible finds and market insights, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins.